What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this 6'9". Woo woo. 6'9", 2022. Deep within the mountain complex, or maybe in the basement of the Pentagon. Who knows?
Maybe on the surface of the fucking sun.
Maybe on the surface of the sun. Oh man! I'm gonna tell you what right now. Thank you guys for joining us. 6'9". Woo 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 woo. 6'9". Sorry, it's the 9th. You know what today is? It's Tecate Day. Yes. You drinking a beverage tonight, Spanky? Because tonight, you know.
I am. I'm having a little Jameson beverage today.
Yeah, this being the 9th This is a Tecate Day. Ask me sometime later. Man, maybe I'm going to reveal why sometime down the road. Why Tecate Day is important. Everybody must have Tecate Day. So celebrate. It's a celebration, bitches. Oh, man. It was Spanky that brought it up to my attention. It's 6'9", 2022. Guys in the chat's already talking about 6'9". Whoa, whoa, whoa. Your body is a porta potty.
Comes around once a year.
Oh, yeah. Goes around. Players want to play. Lovers want to love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you. Sorry, that was an R. Kelly skit from Dave Chappelle. I'm sorry. I'm in a good mood. It's 6'9". It's Tecate Day. What else? So currently right now, if I have your attention tonight, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tonight also, right now, broadcasting on all news media is the January 6th hearings. Did you see that shit? Did you see all the news hoopla about that stuff and all that?
Absolutely not. I'm not watching any of that.
You're not watching that shit? Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I mean,
when I'm scrolling through the social medias, I see that it is happening, and I just continue to keep on scrolling till I get to the things that I want to see.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with what happened on January 6th because I do not care.
Well,
you can mention it, but you will talk about that on Monday.
No. That's what I was about to say. I was only going to say like one Monday blurb, and that was going to be.
Only because I know it is happening right now.
Correct, and it's a Monday. Always when I say it's a Monday blurb, due to the fact that it's our government's trash, anyways. When it comes to solving anything, when it comes to discussing anything of excellence, you know what I mean. You can't. It's all it's going to be is there's nothing's going to fucking happen. No one's going to fucking say shit. Everyone's going to talk crap. Everyone's going to go back and forth. Parties are going to go back and forth and scream at each other and point fingers and all that. People are going to say it's okay for one thing to happen, but another thing to happen, but it's not okay for another thing to happen. Like, oh, I don't know. Everyone was kind of praising the fucking gunman that walked, that hung out, fucking with a gun at, Justice Kavanaugh's house. But then everyone's saying that's okay, or you reap what you sow, blah, 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 blah. But then when you go 1-6, you're going, oh my God, custom pearls. So there you go. That's all I'm going to say for that blurb. So that's the blurb. However, Monday, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
and I'm sure.
Come back and join Ice on Monday because I don't let him talk about
I'm not
politics and all of that crap on Thursdays.
I'm not authorized.
He's not allowed.
I'm not authorized.
Place to the ground.
Yep.
Not allowed.
Exactly. I'm not authorized. Even though I want to burn the place to the ground, figuratively, of course, I am you speaking pure hyperbole. For those of you who don't know what that means, it's hyperbole that you guys sometimes like to shoot shit with. I ain't gonna say shit. So I just would rather okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for Monday. We'll see what happens. But currently, right now, if you're joining us right now on the U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio and all of our platforms, we thank you so much. If you're not watching that, so there we go.
Yes. If you're like me and really do not care what's going on, a bunch of people did a bunch of things on January 6th, and that's all I know that happened.
Yeah.
And I don't care why.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you and I talked about it the day after, and the following week we talked about it on Monday. So it's like, whew.
It happened.
Yeah, shit happens. Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be in history books next year.
Right, exactly. It'll be in some history book that someone's going to deny having or oppose it happening because of history, because nobody likes to hear history unless it's their history, and then history of excellence happens. So
right.
But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So with that, welcome to Sergeant's Time.
Yes.
Yeah. So our weekly banter on the podcast to talk about military news and other things that are breaking obviously throughout social media and through mill news, of course, and specific articles and all that. And so real quick, I just want some of the breaking news. I don't know if you guys heard about the Marine Corps CV-22 Osprey, MB-22 Osprey that crashed, and all 5 aboard were killed. Of course, our hearts go out and to the families and all that. And of course, we've yet to have had anybody be identified as far as name goes. But to real quick dispel some rumors, it is not carrying nuclear material like everyone was saying it was. Everyone was freaking out and saying that it was carrying nuclear material, and almost like a damn horror movie. You know what I mean? When you see a horror movie and did I say horror or horror? Am I? Is the Tecate already too much? It's like
right, horror.
Horror.
Like I'm not sure exactly where that rumor started from either, but it was in a lot of news outlets. It wasn't just in one or two. A lot of them, were speculating on that as at the beginning when the crash first happened.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the Osprey is like when you order a helicopter on Wish, dude. I mean, holy shit! Yeah, exactly that, Doc. Another Osprey. It's like they if only there was another type of helicopter, rotary wing aircraft that the Marine Corps could use. It would probably, you know what I mean. Then they just get like a Super Stallion or a King Stallion or something like that. Or, you know what I mean? Just like I don't know if we're depending too much on that aircraft because it's kind of like shoving it down their throat. So it's kind of like, yeah. It's kind of sad that. No, it is sad that it happened.
Yes, it's sad that it's happened, and rest in peace to those that perished in the crash. But no, there was, no, I don't know, uranium or
Right.
whatever they thought was on there.
Right, dude. There were some people that were talking about what was like nuclear weapons. Then it was radioactive material, and then it was. I'm like, dude, no, that's not what happened. Stop. It's like
right.
Whatever. So again, our hearts go out to the families, and of course to our Marine Corps colleagues on that. But I just wanted to get that out of the way, so that way because it was been breaking across the news and all that. But anyways, what's the other news? Oh, I think we came across it was announced by one of our former guests to WTF Nation Radio, General Beagle, who at one time was the commander of the Fort Jackson.
Yes, he has moved.
And he has moved.
He got a little promotion.
He got a little promotion. You know what I mean?
Threw a little more stars.
He got a little more sparkles and sprinkles on his collar, and is now the commander of the 10th Mountain Division up in Watertown.
Yeah, that part sucks. Go from this nice, warm South Carolina weather up to, where all that snow is.
Right,
That
exactly.
doesn't sound like a promotion to me. But anyways, I digress.
But he's already making change. General Beagle's already kicking ass and taking names. Oh, he's been kicking ass and taking names. Anytime there's an issue or something that comes up, he's immediately one of the first to engage and shoot the shit with us and all that. And so he put out well, I'm just gonna post it up.
Yes.
He did a freaking policy that's got everybody like freak the hell out. He's got all these battle captains. Free Samantha. All these battle captains freaking all these S3s and CSMs. He's already got them freaking butthurt and Gemada. Pissed off and upset. The policy is currently he wants leaders to stop texting their soldiers so damn much, which is right.
It's like, he's actually making y'all plan.
He's all basically playing shit and all this other stuff. I got it up right here on the screen. I got the first page, and of course, if you guys all look in the timeline on WTF Nation Radio, you can see that this policy is already in effect. And some of the key notes that are pretty cool is that we owe it to our soldiers to provide good leadership and training and predictability. That's like, what are we talking about? Predictability? What
I know, those training schedules that are supposed to be like 6 weeks out.
We talk about Spanky. He just said something about predictability. What's up with that, dude?
I know, we just had you can't use a family care plan last minute. Like that's not what it's for. We just had that Allerac or whatever came out,
right?
And
right.
now it's like, okay, let's get back to this. There is absolutely no reason for half the things that, the last minute changes.
That's right, Chris. No, you're right. Chris has got a good point. That's piss poor leadership when you got to put out a memo to texting to your soldiers. Are you serious? Yes. It's piss poor. It's not piss poor leadership on General Beagle's side. It's piss poor leadership that a memorandum had to be posted because you have all those punk ass captains down on the line. Commanders like to text everybody. The policy is not a ban on cell phones. That's why everybody everyone's like, oh, what you talking about banning a cell phone? No.
Oh, and yes, Gregory, you should have a long-range training calendar with all your fiscal year 23. You should have a general idea of like what you're doing, the big picture of what you're doing, for long range. But 6 weeks out, everything should be locked in. Like every soldier should know
pretty much
exactly what they're doing for the next 6 weeks.
I'll be honest with you. I
think PT to lunch to field to everything. That should be locked in 6 weeks out. There should be no anything with cell phones and being able to immediately get a hold of people, leaders have forgotten what the meaning of the word emergency is.
Right.
They think everything needs to be done and you need the answer to everything now.
Exactly.
What is the status of this NCOER? Oh, the Raiders on leave. We'll text them and ask them. No, don't fucking text somebody about a goddamn NCOER while they're on leave.
Right.
That's not an emergency. Oh, there's an active shooter. I need to get 100% accountability. That is something
that's different, right?
Exactly. On for.
Exactly. That also the policy memorandum clearly states already. Policy lever 23 that it's not a ban on cell phones and it's not designed to make life harder for leaders or an approach to limit personal freedoms at all. He's just trying to say, hey, look, man. Honestly, and I'll get to a theory in a minute. He literally wants to make sure that the soldiers aren't freaking messed with, and I for one think it's a good policy because he's probably wondering why all the soldiers are getting a lot of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, how come the soldiers are probably getting soldier feedback through the chains of command and probably command climate surveys. He's probably been told, man, leave me alone. I just want to be left alone. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, for real, so this is I'm going to say this was probably let me see, the girl was already born. I was here. So this was in 2007, 2008. I had a cell phone. I did not give my cell phone number to my unit. I still had a phone at the house and it had an answering machine. No, they're not getting it. And the reason why is because my commander, this bitch, to this day.
Oh, whoa.
Right,
whoa.
She called me.
Continue.
This was her, literally, she was calling me because she could not remember her XO, which was my supervisor, my raider's first name. She was calling me and mad that she's like, why aren't you answering your phone? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm sitting here in my office and I'm not answering my cell phone because she doesn't have that number. She's like, oh, that's not your cell phone number on the alert roster? I'm like, no. That's my house phone on the alert roster, and if y'all need to call that number, that's what it's there for. And that was the reason why, is because she would call me for stupid shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, because she couldn't remember her first freaking name. And I'm not going to say her first name because it's so unique that if you knew her, you would know exactly who this person is.
Okay, so what's her name? So what's your last name then? So was Captain... Huh? Is Captain?
Yeah, no. Even it's just no, it drove me nuts because that woman would call me, and every day I get home, there would be 5 messages on my answering machine that I was at work all damn day, and she could have called my office phone, or hell, walked over to my building. It was only a block away because.
Man.
So and then it's shit like that, and it just got worse.
I didn't mean to. I thought I was gonna get triggered. Holy shit, you're getting triggered pretty good. You're damn. You're gonna strike a nerve. Am. You know what? I wonder. Yeah. I had a one of the soldiers when when I was still in had a house. Like I said, he refused to get a cell phone. Didn't have a cell phone, and he did not. All he had was a landline to his house, and did not. If you miss it, you better leave a message. You better leave a message. Call up, and then. I think his wife was part-time and as a student too, so she was kind of home sometimes, but she was that. So he'd just call her up for lunch. Hey, what are you doing? Blah 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 blah, and then he'd call up and then he'd hang up the phone from the office phone, and then he'd go off and go do lunch, and then he'd come back, and if you want to go ahead and give him a call, or it was a phone number. So when he went on vacation. He legit had. I think I ever saw a leave form with like. He was the guy that had the fucking phone number of the hotel on the leave form because he.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't going to put his. He's like, I don't have a cell phone. I don't have. And you can't make me get one. So.
Oh yeah, and this one other time it was like, and I was in the same unit with the same commander, and it was literally right after my divorce was final, and I did not want to be bothered. I told my first line supervisor exactly where I was going. I was going to, and this part isn't a secret. I was going to a hotel down in Galveston. It was just for a 4-day weekend. And I told my first line supervisor, I said, look, I'm turning my cell phone off. I do not want to be bothered. And I told her exactly what hotel I was staying at, my room number, everything. So my first line supervisor knew how to find me and how to get a hold of me, but she was the only person that knew. And my commander was.
Yeah.
And so, and that's the number that was on, like, my cell phone number was still on my leave form, but my first line supervisor knew how to get a hold of me if there was an emergency.
Right.
But little did I know, like, my commander did not bother me that weekend. She did not. But I didn't tell anybody else where I was going or doing or anything, and that included my mother.
Right.
I had never turned off my cell phone before this time. My mother tried to call and couldn't get a hold of me.
Oh, man.
And I was like, so my mother has my dad call staff duty, like trying to figure out. Yeah,
Hey,
so
exactly.
of course they're like, oh, we're Sergeant Buckley, so my supervisor calls my mother and tells my mother that she's fine. She just went away for the 4-day. And yeah, and like my mom was fine then because, my mom also knows that no news is good news.
Right.
But so yeah, from then on, if I ever decide to turn off my cell phone for a couple days, I let my mother know now too, as well as my first line supervisor.
Well, you bring up a good point too, because in the policy number 23, I'm going to zoom in on this paragraph, and it's paragraph Bravo, page 2. There should be no work-related text, chats, or messages before 0500 or after 1800 local time, unless a unit or person is still working due to mission requirements. Every effort should be made to avoid texting or messaging others that may not still be on duty before 5 o'clock or after 6 o'clock or 0500 or 1800. This rule does not apply, obviously, to personal messages for emergency circumstances. For example, the rule does not prohibit leaders from putting out information related to personal items such as a unit basketball tournament, blah, 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 or free tickets left for the football game. This rule does not prohibit messages related to life, health, and safety. Dude, what is he trying to do? Is he trying? Look, I'm gonna. Maybe I should have contacted him. General Beagle, you're trying to like limit the content that WTF Moments posts on the timeline. I think it's what it is. I think it's a nefarious plot by General Beagle to slow down our content. Because if you go, we haven't done Screenshot Madness in forever, but look at all these freaking screenshots that we post. It's almost the WTF Nation provides when it comes to Screenshot Madness, because you leaders out there just do it and think, oh, well, I'm going to freaking do this and I'm going to do that all the time. That's what it is. It's a plot. General Beagle,
he's probably seen it. And you know what? He came from Fort Jackson. He came from a trade outpost. Changes don't happen because guess what happens in trade outposts? Shit is planned out in advance,
Right.
And if there is a last minute change in a trade outpost, it's an exception, not the norm.
Right, yeah. Well,
again, you don't communicate with your soldiers in trade out, with the trainees by text.
Right. Well, paragraph Charlie says specifically information not allowed in group text pertains to changes to training meetings, formations. There's no need for hasty group messages if last minute requirements aren't being disseminated as a result of proper training management. That sounds like you, Spanky. Did you write this policy? Did you help him? Did he call you for the deets? I
could have typed this shit up myself. This is what I've been bitching about for years.
I know, man. Yeah, and so I'll be honest with you. I mean, of course, this policy does not apply to official government cell phones, but look at, that last line right there on the start of paragraph 6. A goal in the 10th Mountain Division is to break the cycle. Break the cycle.
Love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. It's just like, what the? Break the cycle and not provide WTF Moments content. No, just kidding.
Now what's going to happen is he has put this policy out where you're going to get like every single message that breaks this policy letter.
Oh, you ain't lying. That's a good idea. That's a damn good point. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go big camera for this one. WTF Nation, especially if you're assigned to the 10th Mountain Division. If there's somebody that violates this policy, I mean, I know the policy number probably better than most of your leaders in the division, but I'm pretty sure it's been hammered down to the lowest level. Give us a call or send a screenshot and say, I'm in the 10th Mountain Division, and we will ensure. And I'm pretty sure General Beagle will laugh a little bit. Then he'll say, hey, man, come on. Stop, stop dumping us out. Stop it,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Josiah.
Did you see Josiah's comment? Yeah. Climb to glory intensifies. Exactly. So WTF Nation, just know that, yeah.
Anybody that.
Exactly. Just make sure. Screenshot, send us, and I might throw a couple of screenshots to the General Beagle and say, hey, look, sir, look what's happening. And then
okay, so and I have this like literally on my in my civilian job now. Like if I get a calendar invite or a G chat, because that's what we use like for all of our group messaging that's work related. We don't use like our personal cell phones.
Right.
I mean, we use our personal cell phones to answer G chats like after work, but we don't use our personal numbers. If I get a G chat that is not during my contract hours,
right,
they get an automatic message back that says this is not during contract hours.
Wow.
Yes.
That should be like an automatic reply to soldiers. Have the soldiers do that.
Yes, that's exactly what it goes back to. And if I get a calendar invite, like for a meeting or something that is not, between 08 and 4:30, it little moon goes, sorry, this is not during their, contracted hours. So.
Wow.
Like,
damn.
That's what they get. Like, it doesn't even go through to me.
Man,
like,
who devised that? A retired warrant officer or what?
I don't know.
Erica,
yeah. That has to be, but yeah, that's exactly what happens, and that's what they get. Like I will see it, like when I go like log in and look like while I'm at work.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't like stop them from sending it, but it does stop it from going through.
That's crazy.
Like I don't even have to set up like
oh wow. That's
do not
awesome.
disturb, and that's for everybody. Like I have to go out of my way to read any message. Like, and so if it's a like no shit emergency, my boss will pick up the phone and call me.
Right.
Like
Erica in the chat says that makes you want to go to 10th Mountain. Whoa, then go.
Like
10th Mountain. I mean, you should,
see, there you go.
Yeah, go 10th Mountain. Go 10th Mountain, or go to the 11th Airborne Division. 11th Airborne Division. Anybody say airborne? My. We haven't heard about the 11th Armor Division, right? Yeah, because there's this thing. Anyways, Branko says that it is the chain of command we wish we had. Exactly that. Oscar says, I think the unethical, dehumanizing characteristics of leadership is being exposed. Also, it's hurting retention numbers. Well, I'll be honest with you, Oscar. This is the first start, dude.
Yeah, like what is happening.
This is the start.
What's hurting retention is I think what he's saying is what's hurting retention is people being fucked with after duty hours.
Yeah,
and getting millions of text messages throughout the night. Now, even just think about it, not just Joe, but let's think about all of these, like, squad leaders, like these junior NCOs, these mid-level NCOs, these mid-level officers, especially these mid-level officers that don't know how to say no, because I know a lot of mid-level NCOs that are, fuck that, I'll put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and it's between you and God if it's in the middle of the night, because I know I was one of them. But I don't meet very many officers like that. They are all like, a boss texted me, I'm going to answer. How do their spouses feel?
Oh, man. Imagine
my
first sergeant time, that's all it was. My phone. Man, my first sergeant time was nothing but freaking phone calls, man. When I removed the Pierce lozenge, diamond time was done. The seat was over. I stepped down. I was changed responsibility. It felt really weird just not to get phone calls anymore. It just felt really weird to not have any. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with my hands? The cause says that we're on alert. Report to the orderly room. You have attempted to reach a service member outside of
those are when you actually get a phone call,
right?
Not a group text message.
Exactly. You know what? That's a good point.
And when we get back to when we are only getting contacted outside of duty hours for actual no shit alerts or emergencies, and not like, hey, formation is going to be at 11:30 instead of 11:45, but you're sending me this text at 5 o'clock in the morning when you fucking woke up.
Right.
Yeah, no. See, that's what's happening. So that's why you get ignored. And again, like, I have still, like, you guys have seen my lock screen. I have 537 unread fucking text messages right now because it's gone overboard, and I just don't fucking read them anymore.
Yep.
Like, if it isn't from my mom or my daughter, I'm like, I'll get around to reading them when I get around to reading them.
He says heads would explode back at Liberty. Back at Liberty. Instead of saying back at Liberty. Back at Liberty. Back at Liberty. Back at Liberty.
Give him his love. There
got to give Heath the good old grazing herds. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but you know, you bring up a good point, and I'm gonna post this other graphic. Come on, look at the page 2 of policy number 23. This should, as a matter of fact, this should be a Soldier of the Month, Soldier of the Year, NCO Promotion Board question. What policy letter mandates the dissemination of official information? And that should be like, bam, the Climb to Glory standard says policy letter number 23. Mm-hmm. Climb to Glory, ropes out, whatever I don't know anything about 10th Mountain, so whatever they do.
No, sorry. And then going back to what Oscar said, it's hurting retention numbers. Sergeant Major Army put out this tweet asking, hey, if you're one of these, like, I think that he said there's like 6,000 soldiers that are in their window.
Correct.
That have decided not to reenlist.
Correct.
What would it take for you to get to reenlist?
Exactly.
There were several people in there that are saying, I am tired of being messed with, you know, when I'm not on duty.
Right.
I will find that. Let me, because I know I brought like I said, I'm not one of these 6,000 soldiers, and I said, you know, make soldiers' lives predictable again.
Right. Well, I could, as a matter of fact, I think he put it on Twitter, right? Didn't he Twitter?
Yeah, it's on Twitter, and I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, I'll screen it. How about let me screen it up? Let me drop the let me put some screen caps on here, and then you know, we'll what you said right here.
Let me find it.
I'm looking too. So I'll hit the thread on this one. I mean, I'll look it up too. So.
Okay, what it would take for you to reenlist is the name of the thread, and then, of course, there's all the money ones. You know, they're offering brand new people all this money.
Right.
I said, you know, I'm not one of these eligible soldiers, but the policy that, you know, General Beagle put out should be the norm, not the exception.
Yep.
Soldiers should have mostly predictable schedules, and leaders really to rethink what constitutes an emergency or even an after-hours text. Guy, he left active duty because of flagrantly fake emergencies. For example, overdue NCR supposedly taking precedence to his son being in the emergency department. When everything is an emergency, nothing really is.
Yeah, I got the thread up. I got the thread up right now.
Oh, there you go. He found it.
Yeah, I found a thread, and it's up on the screen cap. So currently, right now, and I think it was like the here we go. Here on the very top right there. Right now, we have about 6,000 fully qualified soldiers set to leave the Army before October. If that's one of your soldiers, what would it take for them to stay? If it's something as simple as a shot at Ranger School, a week of free leave, holy shit, dude, or stabilization. What would it take?
See, and it's not, like, not even just the free leave. Let soldiers fucking take leave when they want to take leave.
Right, exactly.
And again, I've been in a lot of units, like, during my time that, you know, there was no such thing as block leave because, you know, my job was a lot of customer service type jobs. So we were always in just no more than 10% of the people could be at leave at one time. Right. So we didn't take block leave. So I could take leave pretty much whenever.
Well, I think personally, here's some of the schools that I think should be immediately given to soldiers now for a different type of incentive. And I'm not saying this because I'm biased for airborne, because I kind of am. But I think every soldier that every soldier that graduates through graduates AIT should hit jump school. Period. Everybody who graduates orders go to jump school. Everybody goes to jump school, whether you make it or not. If you don't go, you don't make it. Whatever. Okay. Which, I mean, if you don't make it, then there's something really serious issues. But you should. That's when you're like most fit, right? When you're coming out of a school environment and you're always doing PT and you're always training, you should be good to go. So I think everybody should go to jump school. Period. That's it. Every opportunity where a leader could go to Ranger School, hit it. Anybody who could, and especially, 'cause I know.
And but there's a lot of commands that will hold you back from going to schools because they don't want to lose you.
Right. Exactly.
I've seen that way too many times.
Yep,
Being in schools and
Exactly. Yeah, it's everyone's talking about money and all this other shit. Now,
and this one soldier, realistically, no BS, to be promised I will not deploy just to be able to finish their bachelor's, and then deploy after. Because they prolong their schools, and then
you know what though,
we're intermission program.
You know what though, that goes into a cycle. I'm not saying I'm anti-school. I'm just saying that goes into a dangerous cycle because they're going to be individuals who are going to use that and go to school on a deployment cycle and not deploy with their teammates, and then they get offered while in school like an additional internship or a freaking fellowship, and then.
That happens for officers all the time, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
All the fucking time.
saying,
so
but
why
here,
can't soldiers do it?
I'm just saying, don't let them do it. Cancel all fellowships. Cancel all that shit.
Okay,
Once you get
cancel it for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let officers go to school.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'm gonna put it this way: if they're letting officers out of West Point go to freaking the NFL, then you know what? I think honestly, then that's kind of like an incentive the soldiers are seeing that are like.
But again, we're not an army at fucking war anymore.
That's what I'm saying, but that's an incentive to do stuff. Again, the deployment cycles, and I'll be honest with you, and you bring up a good point. And I'm gonna kind of pull back that statement too, because most of the units that you're gonna see be on deployment cycles are gonna be the ones that are either soft or specialized units that are gonna go out and do stuff more than big army. You're not gonna see the 1st Armored Division, or you're not gonna see most of these units, these bigger units, on rapid deployment cycles like you see SOF or the 82nd or other organizations, the Ranger Regiment and all that. I say soft, and I kind of like encompassing everybody else. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see it. So the incentive for that then is that if you want to be on a deployment cycle and you're not, and you want to deploy, and you're in an organization that's not deploying, I'll tell you what, you could go to school, and your ass is going to go to a deploying unit. Your ass is going to the 82nd.
Or then you just do the enlisted just like you do the officers. If they put you in a non-deployable or give you a non-deployable, non-PCS code in order for you to finish whatever school it is, then you incur a service obligation, just like the officers do when they have to go to school.
Go. Well, again, so you're saying you're with me then for canceling all the fellowships because it just seems like the add on. It's almost like, are you ever going to lead? That's the thing, and that's another thing too that you're going to fall into that trap. Are you ever going to lead your soldiers when your ass is always in school? When your ass is always doing the schools and the fellowships and all that, when are you going down to the line to lead soldiers? Because then your soldiers who have done those deployments and those soldiers that have done those rotations are going to be like, look at this fucking LT, or look at this freaking captain.
We got to go back to where, then I would say go back to where not every person in the Army has to be a leader. We need the smart ones too.
Whoa.
Right, you got to go have both of those tracks.
Hold up, are you talking
you have
about
the smart ones.
And
then you have the leaders. I'm not saying the leaders aren't smart. Don't get me wrong. But you have the ones, okay, I'm the smart one. I've spent all this, the Army's invested all of this money to make me smarter. And now I'm the one that's going here and inventing the shit or, coming up with the new plans and doing this. And now I'm the dude that's, I'm out here in front of these formations and making sure all the soldiers are, putting all these new plans into place to, take over the world or whatever it is.
Well, I think we should bring specialist ranks then back.
Yeah, I would be fine with that too.
I would bring back specialist ranks because if the Army's going to force somebody to be a leader, and I'll be honest with you, not everybody's going to be a leader, but if you're going to get in a cycle of school, and I want to go school. Then you get sent down to the unit, and the next thing you know, they're crying in the main page inbox, because we've seen it, that they've gone to school for the last 2.5 years, and the Army's saying, we want our blood back. We want you to go back and freaking, now it's time for you to serve on the line. And now people think that's toxic leadership to be sent down on the line. No, isn't that what you're in for? So, specialist ranks, come back.
Well, not to be sent down the line, but why are you sending, what did you send them to school for? Okay, so you sent them to school to do all this stuff, and now you're sending them on the line to do what?
To use
right,
for? Well, I mean, don't you think that an educated soldier is is good all around, anyways, for
Yeah, but
leadership.
it depends on what did you send them to school for.
Well, if I said okay,
like
all right,
you sent them to like all of this, like Ranger School, this, that, or whatever. Okay, now I'm gonna go put you online just to do nothing that you went to school for.
yeah, that's a good point too. Then okay, so you graduate jump
Because
school.
that's what happens.
You go to jump school. You go to jump school. You go to Ranger School, and then you get sent to rip and rasp, and then you go, bam, and then you attend those units. And if you can't make it, then you'll be sent on the line. Hey, great to have. I mean, there's some leaders right now who have degrees in things that they're not currently leading in, anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean degrees, that's one thing, but like even in Army schools, like okay, so you went to all of these medic schools and you're a lab tech and you're this, but no, you're all like X-ray and lab.
And then from right there, and for that right there,
go stitch you, like,
right.
in an
So
aid
then true,
station to
yeah,
hand out
you're right.
friends.
You're right. So then true talent management would be what? True talent management would be, okay, we got
not
Spanky.
having a fucking branch manager that says, okay, you can't go to Korea because you've been there too many times.
Right.
But it doesn't. Yeah. No, you're going to go to Kuwait.
Right. Exactly. Well, no, but let's say this. Well, let's say this. Then Spanky goes to, let's say Sergeant Spanky goes through all this training lab and does all this chemistry stuff and also this shit. Immediately after that, there should be some sort of program or something to dig out, so that way we're gonna all these high speed places like at Fort Detrick, all these places that are like a medical center or something like that needs that talent. Your ass is going to that slot because you actually will be able to assist in doing lab tech things or chemi. You know what I mean? This is for example. You know what I mean? Yeah. The same thing with the geekoids that for cyber, the same geekoids that do hacking, the same geekoids that, whatever. Hey, okay, fine. Once that person is listed, the Army should have like a red flare going up saying, hey, look, Sergeant Spanky and Sergeant Ice, they're qualified in this, and this. It's time to move them out, and it's time to get them in these positions. Because that way, wouldn't it be considered true talent management? And that's what the soldier applied for to begin with. I mean, like you just said.
Yeah, but they just want to say, oh no, that person's been on this station too long, and I need to fill this slot, and it doesn't matter that slot has like no like identifiers or nothing,
right?
And that's all they care about because they put the first person that came up into the goddamn branch manager slot that has no fucking clue what they're doing.
And
that's what the whole problem is.
And you're right. Then
I'm smart enough to figure this out.
Then maybe that should be part of. Maybe that should be part of their KD time. Maybe after you do all that smart shit and you get put into the highest levels of that stuff, then after that, your job is to work for branch to assist the branch manager from not being a bonehead. Because I know what you're saying. There are some rigid fields, like the field that I was in only had like 1,300 people active duty enlisted. So if you didn't, unless somebody died, freaking or stepped down, retired, got fired, did something, then you were just like sucked at it. So there was guys, I know people that were homesteading in Europe for fucking ever and a fucking day and didn't have the opportunity for individuals to go do that assignment, even though they were probably better than the person that was there. Then they would have been like, oh, well, no, he's been there for a while and he's already got tenure. He's already that. That cycle needs to get broken. That's the cycle. That you got
because the same branch manager that told me, I'm like, oh, his wife managed to get like the one fucking slot in goddamn Florida. Like, give me a fucking break. It's just so annoying, and that was the moment when I knew I was done in the Army. I was like, yeah, fuck this. That's when when they talk about those people that are just there for a paycheck. That last 2 years I was in the Army, I did the bare minimum. Like I would not even go to formation. I told them, yeah, no, not doing it. I literally was in the Army to get med boarded out after
towards the last 2 weeks of my time, I was told to go home because I got asked, what are you doing here, man? What are you doing at work? You need to go home. So I got told to go home because there was just some shit like I felt like I needed to have. It's almost like there's some things you're working on and you feel like that's your baby. And then that's when that individual had a good heart-to-heart with me and said, hey, dude, when you get out, they're not going to give a shit about you. Nobody's going to give a shit about you. Your time is – they're going to talk shit about you when you leave the work that you did. Just like Doc Dredd just said right now. Is qualified to be in the masturbation unit. People can remember you for that, Mike. But no, but that whole thing, it's that's why soldiers are seeing this shit too. They're seeing that Master Sergeant, Sergeant First Class – that sits in an organization forever and a freaking day and doesn't want to go because their weak asses, don't want to freaking go down the line because they're afraid to go down the line and get called out. That's another thing too. If you gain all that knowledge, your job is going down to grab all that knowledge, to pass that, to impart that knowledge to your troops.
It's free. The knowledge is free.
Right.
Give it away.
Right. So give it away. As a matter of fact, give it away in PCS. And a lot of them are from all the centers of excellence that do it. Pick it. Just pick whatever schoolhouse there is somebody there who's just there to be there and just riding their time out and having and are actually threatened by some hotshot that gets probably outsmarter than them in doctrine or practices or TTPs or whatever. And they just need to freaking go. And they will ride it out until they kicking and screaming and crying and all. Oh, I wanted to retire here. Well, guess what? You still have 3 years left in your service, so you need to pass that knowledge out to you down the line. And let Sergeant Spanky.
No, but they want to hold on to it because they think that, if I'm the only one that knows how to do this, I can stay at this job. Again, my branch manager at the time, because, at this time I was chemical, and this motherfucker tried to tell me, again, I was trying to go to Fort Hood, that there was no 74 Delta 40 slots
bullshit.
on Hood.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit on that. I mean, not your story, but that.
I'm like, sir, and I even called him sir because he hated that. I'm like, did you see what my secondary fucking MOS is? I'm like, do you know I know how to look up shit?
Right, exactly. You still had your email account, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, no! I just went down on my S1 and said, hey, log me into EDAS and let me look this shit up. So I sent him the actual screenshots, and I'm like, motherfucker. He's like, oh. He still sent my ass to Campbell and double slotted me. And I'm like,
see, that's the thing too. I learned when I got to some sort of organizations and I just wanted to check out the MTO or check out the JMD, the Manning documents and stuff. And I'm like, there's all these fucking slots here. How come these people are slotted in other people's slots? Well, no wonder Spanky can't go to Florida. It was because they slotted some freaking tanker or lanyard lizard or some freaking grunt to be in this position that shouldn't even be there. It's not even your slot. You know what I mean?
I know, it killed me. It's not like I was not trying to go to Florida. I was just trying to go back to Hood so I could retire. So, I get to Campbell, to the freaking aviation brigade. So, there's only one slot.
Yeah, of
there's
course.
room for one 74 Delta 40 in the whole brigade, right? There's only one slot. So, there's this dude there already. I said, he's the one that I meet first. So the first thing I did was email my branch manager. I'm like, I met Sergeant so-and-so that, not retiring, not leaving. He's the one deploying with the unit, not me, because, I'm not waiving my dwell time.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
also on a permanent profile that I can't go anyway. Yeah, so.
Musa says, life is not fair. But when the Sergeant Major of the Army asks for input, you're going to get those comments.
It's not about being fair. It's about not being fucking stupid.
Well, some of it is fairness. Like, why do you need to have somebody stay at a center of excellence for so freaking long, and they think that is the Army? As a matter of fact, there's individuals that stay at center of excellence so long that fail miserably down on the line because they carry that school bullshit, and they think that's how the line works. As a matter of fact, some PMEs, I see it, read it. I got friends across the branches of the Army, and they even say, everything that you learn here is just dump it because you're going to learn it on the line. But for the school, we got to do because the POI hasn't been updated since 2012. That's what they fucking tell me.
Well, then update it.
Yeah, then update. Exactly that.
That makes me more men even too.
Kaz says he wants to know if you've been in my stash of coffee Bustelo because you've been pretty spun up. So I just wondering.
No, I don't drink coffee. Coffee's gross.
What? What did you say?
I don't like coffee.
Shh, I think there's problems right now. What was that?
Sorry.
We have an issue here. No, but I think that too is a balance that I think branch managers are now are like the leave form cover sheets. You don't need them. Now that you have marketplace and you have all the other stuff, just go. There's a slot. Here's the slots. Here's the creds you're identified for. The branch manager should be the one that just looks at it because he's butthurt that their job has been minimized to just put there. You just say, yep, the verify. That's like you're verifying you. So that way, if there's something that needs to be put in, because your branch manager may not have the most up-to-date information from your SRB. As a matter of fact, they're going to look, and they should be looking. Oh, well, yeah, well, Spanky, you didn't have this. And you're going to be like, bitch, my freaking SRB's not updated. And look, I got all these schools that I graduated from. I did these super lab tech jobs, and I got all this chemical stuff in and all this microbiology shit. As a matter of fact, I can make monkeypox turn into freaking, with wings and shit. And I better not say that because people might think that's like misinformation or something like that. But anyways, And then your branch manager's like, Matt Damon, no, you should stay. Matter of fact, there's no positions at Fort Hood. Fort Hood, one of the most largest, one of the most largest installations on the continental U.S. next to Bragg, and you're gonna freaking tell me that there's no slot for a 74 Delta? Full of shit. You're wrong. You're wrong. So yeah. So I think again.
And no, and that is literally why I had to have him start my med board. I probably could have gone through with the surgery and maybe have been able to recover and stay on active duty. But I'm like, no, just med board me. I'm done.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Just like, I mean, just, and that's what, and you know, that's what's disheartening is like, that's what's really disheartening because you're talking about a senior leader thing. Our soldiers need that senior leader wisdom and guidance that the senior leaders are saying, man, fuck this. I'm out of here. Shit. You're not going to let me slot here and all this? But I know for a fact, because you know all the branches talk. You know people within your branch talk. You know that there's some dude that's been riding out freaking your duty position for the last 4 years because he's got a fucking house there, 5 businesses, and wants to, and never wants to leave or all that. Meanwhile, you just came back from a deployment, and this is you personally, and you just came back from a deployment, and you want to go to the most worst installations of the planet.
I know. It's killed me.
I'm just saying, man. Just saying. It's if we're gonna get into that, the Sergeant Major of the Army is gonna ask for that input. Then the Sergeant Major of the Army should also look at implementing some of the things. Let me finish up the last thing with the and it brought up a good point with that policy letter number 23, and that's exactly what you said, Spanky. He even said, look. The last page, paragraph 7 and 8. Commanders will ensure charge of quarters and personal manning of those stations will have active and working landlines. And educate and conduct leader development on training management according to what? FM 7-0. What did we just talk about training management, Spanky?
I know. Like,
General Beagle.
FM's about this.
General Beagle's trying to stop content from hitting the main page. No, I'm just kidding. But look at this right here. He even says, point of contact is memorandum, Milford H. Beagle, Jr., Major General, U.S. Army Commanding. Let's break the cycle, improve predictability, and reduce stress on our soldiers. Man, if the 82nd Airborne produced a memorandum like that, CSMs on down on the line would shit their pants. Heads would explode down Gruber Road. There would be so many retired.
And I challenge you, Commander of Fort Liberty.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it.
Fort Liberty.
I know balls to you there, Fort Bragg.
Back
82nd.
Bragg. Yeah, could you imagine? There'll be so many CSMs dropping retirement packets if that happens. There'll be more freaking used car dealerships all along Yatkin and Riley. They'll be like,
seriously, yeah.
They'll be like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this shit.
Division commanders.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out. I don't like this way. Wait. No, Sergeant Major. You're not going to be the division Sergeant Major or the CSM for this battalion or that brigade. You're going to go and move out and let some younger person who hasn't homesteaded on Fort Bragg for 15 years.
Yeah, and only one last thing before we go on break too. I'm actually sad that he had to put this is not a ban on cell phones because Big Sarge would be like, oh nope.
Oh my God, I know. Big Sarge right now they're probably doing lines of coke and freaking taking freaking antidepressants or some shit like that because they're gonna be so butthurt.
Yeah, no, Big Sarge would literally have took that memo if he didn't put that in there.
Right.
It is a ban on cell phones, and you cannot have your cell phone on post.
Yeah, oh my God. I'm going to tell you what right now.
Like, no cell phones allowed on
no,
post.
You're right. Big Sarge is going to pick apart this freaking memorandum. Well, look how this says. It says should. It says should. Big Sarge, you do that. You know who you are, Big Sarge. It says should. You bunch of freaking hovering helicopter leaders. It says should. No, you're not late, Evan. So, anyways, we should go on break because we're all both getting all amped and hyped up, and I'm the one drinking beer. Aren't you drinking whiskey?
I haven't had whiskey and Diet Coke in probably 6 months, and I'm about to make me another one.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we're all getting hyped up and tanked. We're going to get tanked on there. I'm going to pour me another Tecate. Tecate, yeah, 6'9".
See, I'm
6'9".
retired now. I don't usually drink anymore. That was my, active duty business.
Yeah, exactly. You notice that? The more you drink more on active duty than you do retired. All right, we're going to take a break right quick, and then, shots, and we'll be right back. And everyone, make sure you refill your glasses, smoke them if you got them. And don't forget, policy letter number 23. There we go. Great work, General Beagle. Great work. We'll be right back. Showets.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Last half of Sergeant's time. We hope you guys and gals are enjoying your non-commissioned officer professional developments. Brought to you by, of course, WTF Nation Radio in association with U.S. Army WTF Moments. Broadcasting on this 6/9/2022. 6/9. What is it, 6/9? You're nice. You said 6/9. I'm not going to sing again like R. Kelly, but I'm just, or making fun of R. Kelly. But anywho. So an interesting development happened while we were on break. We posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments that we were going to roast FRG pages. And a lot of the pages that were open. Well, now, a lot of them have become private groups now. I don't know why.
I have no idea.
No idea. No clue. Why the hell individuals would not didn't want to have their pages talked about, because we said we're going to roast it. And I was like, there's no freaking way it's coincidental. Some of the pages that we were going to highlight were open pages, and we were just going to, we're going to roast them. Well, let me open up the whatchamajujits here, and then you can see all the pages. All the pages that we decided to talk about have now become private. Some of them even declined my invitation. I don't know why. We were like, wait a minute, dude. I was talking to Spanky about this. She's like, what we're talking about. So I go, yeah, I already got like 4 or 5 pages that I was going to queue up. And I looked at them, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be fun. We're going to roast some of the pages, and we're going to talk about it. And the next thing you know, I don't know. I'm not saying it was us. I'm not saying that it was the word got out through the Army that FRG pages were going to get roasted. But now all of a sudden, all the pages that I wanted to jump into to roast online, they're locked. Why'd y'all want to do that? I wanted to talk about your page.
They just want to make it private. They don't like us.
Then I was about to say, and I appreciate all of you admins on those pages that denied.
Someone's like, what Charlotte Meth family read in the script? They have 2 people in there.
Right.
They won't let us in.
Exactly. Yeah, other people in there, like got 4 groups and all this stuff. I mean, there's some interesting pages. Like I said, look at all these pages that went freaking locked. Maybe we shouldn't have announced it. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh man, this sucks. This kind of kills the vibe. However, there was one page that was open, left, right, wide open. It's like they're hanging out. They wanted everybody to know about this one, and it was the Friends of the First SFAB. The Friends of the First S. Friends of the First SFAB. Hey,
we're friends.
We're friends. How does one become friends? How do we become friends? Hey, it's a friends. I thought it was funny because I'm like, are they gonna get mad at us? Are they gonna lock their page down too?
They'll just block us.
They just blocked us. Exactly. They just blocked us. They're like, what the hell? Why are they talking about us? So anyways, the Friends of the SFAB. I just thought it was so funny because how do you become a friend of the first SFAB? And so if you go to, it's got an okay following for an FRG. As a matter of fact, let's just go to that. Let's go to the Friends of the SFAB. There we go. Ooh, I just got dimed out. There's a public affairs group that I infiltrated. It's just highlighted. Friends of the SFAB. Okay. I'm sorry, dude. I was looking at this page and scrolling through it. And oh my God, dude. It's like, how do you become a friend of the first SFAB? hey, it's Gears here. Friends of the First S5 shop is open. It's like, dude, advisor. I look at all these pages. How come these ones were locked down? Oh God! I almost feel like they needed to have some theme music too, like some. It's like you open up the first thing. You know how Facebook? I mean, not Facebook. What was it? MySpace had their own. MySpace had their own had their own track, right? Own opening track, right? So,
right.
So if Friends of First SFAB was on the if they were on MySpace and they had an opening, they would have like a techno thing, right? They'd be like, hey,
progressive.
There we go. Welcome to the First SFAB, guys. How you doing? Probably gonna get zucked. Probably gonna get freaking copyright infringements for doing this skit, but sorry, I just think it's freaking hilarious. Oh my God, here we go. Memorial Day. Well, at least they celebrated Memorial Day. But the gear is here. The gear is here. So I'm not saying this because I'm buzzed, because I drank a couple Tecates, because I'm not a lightweight when it comes to my alcohol. But I just think it's freaking hilarious that all the FRG pages decided to lock down.
Not today, Ice.
Not today, exactly. The gear is here. 5 days left.
Not gonna roast us.
Born to Be Alive. Oh my God, you remember that track? Oh man, Kaz is going back. Hang on. Oh man, Kaz is bringing that one too. So let's see. Born to Be Alive. Who sang? It wasn't like the Disco Kings that sang that. So hang on. There we go. Oh man. Here we go. Okay, it's time.
Born to Be Alive.
Broadcasting live from Fort Benning, Georgia. Man, it's time. Man, Kaz just brought it back from old school times. Me and Jay were used to the raves. Oh man, fabulous! Exactly, S-fabulous. Hey, shout out for Be Good Sports, S-Fab. All the other ones got scared. Decided to lock their pages.
S-Fab's not scared of nothing.
S-Fab's like, what? Well, wait. There's probably a PAO right now going, turn it off. Unpublish the page. He's broadcasting it right now. You guys are in a bag, right? Back at Bragg. Oh my God. It's Thursday, and you can catch us. They have a Trescott Center tonight. I guess we got treats and snacks.
Wait, what?
They got a meet and greet. What's up with that? Every Thursday.
Every Thursday? Every
Thursday.
I'm busy on Thursdays, guys. Come on.
I know. Maybe we should let's hit the
Oh,
snack.
it's kid friendly too. Ew.
One of the little crumb snatchers running around there.
See, they're gonna touch my snacks.
Exactly. Oh, very, very, very good point there, Josiah. They're fabulous.
Nothing formal. Just any time that works for you. Oh, they have it on Tuesdays at lunchtime.
Right.
Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah. I mean, the date's been passed, but of course, it's like every Thursday. Oh, man, dude. Did you miss us yesterday? Oh, don't worry. There's another chance. I got buddies over at 5th SFAB that I like to hang out with and shoot the breeze with, and those are some good peeps. So I'm just, don't be mad. First SFAB, we were just joking. So if anybody's like Friends of SFAB is all over the charts. Why am I doing this voice? I don't know, but because it's fabulous. Oh Lord, man, I need to turn the AC up, man. My freaking broadcasting live. Broadcasting live from the SFAB meet and greet. It's WTF Nation Radio. So our roasting of FRG pages only yielded these results. So of course, shout out to the first SFAB for. I hope they're not mad, but all of a sudden their page is gonna get unpublished.
They have snacks. I like them.
Yeah. I just think it's funny. Again, so but all you other pages that decided to like lock us out, that's mean. Why you want to lock us out? That's not cool.
They're scared, and they probably don't have snacks. I don't like them. I like the SFAB guys. You guys are my friends of the SFAB.
They're friends of, hey. They look at that. They all, some of the top 5 were the ones I was going to talk about. And immediately the top 5 went private, lock. Everyone, why y'all locking your shit? What y'all worried about? We're just joking. Bringing balls. So, I wanted to talk to the other SFAB, the fourth SFAB. How come they don't have a Friends of SFAB? See, what's up with that?
See, because the first is better than the fourth.
I won't go there, but the first.
Well, I'm saying it because they had snacks, and I know it. I saw
maybe
pictures, and it happened.
Maybe we shouldn't have. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe we shouldn't have posted that we're going to be roasting FRG pages, but they all went.
Yeah, I think we need to stop giving warnings. Y'all just gotta show up Thursdays and see what
they all went dark. Yeah,
no more warnings.
No more. They all went dark. Oh man. Everybody go dark, go dark. Holy shit, he's not going to talk. I don't know why I'm doing that voice.
You're so good at it.
I'm so good at it. Come on. It's all about community. Man. What were we talking about? Man, that's no fun. I wanted to roast these pages. Look at all them shits. They're like locked down. They're like, man, he's going to talk about us. Be a good sport. Look at all this stuff, man. All these individuals were like, nope. No, you're not good. You're not going to join us. Some of them, again, of course. Maybe I should post some of the declines or the disapprovals of me joining them. An admin has declined you from joining the 232nd Medical Battalion. Was it the little ghosty thingy? Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I shouldn't have used the zip zap symbol. Maybe I should have, used my other accounts or something like that to say that. But anyhow, so that was hey. Oh man, War Machine 1-8 Infantry. Yeah, we had like so I was gonna rag on. Well, not rag on. I was gonna roast some of these pages. What's your take on FRGs having pages? What's your take on FRGs utilizing social media but going private? I think they should be open just as much as a unit. You know what I mean? Or no? What?
No, I think that it can be private because, I think the FRG, I think they should be able to be private and just be a place where, the family members for that certain unit, can decide who's all allowed in there, and it could be just a place for just family members or soldiers or people that are affiliated with that unit.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm okay with them being private. I really am. Where they can bitch about whatever it is that family members bitch about.
What about spouses? What about wives groups?
Same. I would say spouses groups, not wives groups, because
True. Okay. Yeah. Good point. You got to be inclusive.
Again, because there's nothing stopping anybody from making, whatever kind of group they want.
Right.
If I decide I want to make a group and I am only letting in people that wear pink on Wednesdays, that's it. You have to send me proof that you wear pink every Wednesdays, and that's the only way you get into my group. Again, that's the...
What does that mean? What does that mean, pink on Wednesdays?
On Wednesdays we wear pink, and if you don't know what that means, then you're not getting in my group.
Wow.
See, you don't know what it means, do you?
No, I mean what would...
No, but that's just
No,
it.
I mean pink is breast cancer awareness.
No, on Wednesdays we wear pink is a line from Mean Girls.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
Again,
so I really don't, man. I need to watch that movie again.
In my on Wednesdays we wear pink group.
Yeah, so you're not.
So again, but that's just it. It's anybody can create a group on Facebook and only allow whoever they want in. So no, I don't really have a problem with it being with them making their FRG groups private.
Right.
And maybe they have a secret code or whatever, they put out in formation, they have to say the color purple, and then they ask, what's the code? And, so you have to know something about that unit. So it's not open to just anybody. They don't want, the scammers or anybody else in it, and it's not like they're trying to keep like secret recipes or something, but they don't. But they don't want just anybody in there, and I'm okay with that.
I don't want my secret recipes of carne asada and chorizo and eggs and papas to go out. I mean, that's like...
They just want somewhere where they can talk about, and it might not be like top secret things, but they know they're only talking to people that are, that they have this unit in common. So yeah, I'm okay with them being private.
Kind of. Well, you said that. That's actually a good idea about using some sort of code to let them in.
Yeah, like they just because you can, like, when you make a group on Facebook, you say you have to answer these questions.
Right. No, you're right.
Right, and so they put that on information, and like I said, it's not like, oh, we're giving out top secret information in here, but at least you'll know, like, I don't know, whatever they make the code question, and they put that information, and the soldiers go and tell their spouses, like, hey, you want to join this FRG group on Facebook? This is the question they're going to ask to join, and the answer
smart.
will be...
No, that's dude, that's better be careful. Might get some DMs or requests for you to operate some of their pages. That's a good idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, instead of, because usually they'll ask questions like, are you stationed here?
Right.
Anybody can say yeah, or they can look up the answer to whatever. Because I've infiltrated many groups on Facebook.
Same.
Yeah, and their questions are things that you can figure out. So if they're doing something like that, and it's some stupid word like, I don't know, yellow buffalo, or whatever, that they put out information, I'm never going to find that online.
Right, no, you're right. Yeah,
I'm never going to be able to figure that out.
No, you're right. You're right.
So that's,
Look at you
just like
spitting all that knowledge, man. Look at that. What's up with that?
And again, like, it's just like, like all those data mining questions that they ask. Like, I'll fill those out, and I know they're not data mining me, because like all of my questions, like when you have to do those questions, like what's your mother's maiden name, I have a whole nother personality and a whole nother life that does not exist in the real world that all of those questions are answered by.
Yeah.
And I learned that just from, like, I can literally get into probably all of my ex-husband's accounts, if he answers those questions truthfully, because I know all that stuff about him.
Damn.
It's not, no, and it's not like I'm trying to get into his account,
nope,
but I know, like, his first car and his first pet and all of those questions that they tell you to answer. You know what I mean? So I know that. So that's why I have this whole made-up life in my head that I answer those questions by. Nobody knows that, because it's fake and it's only in my head. So again, that's just, like I said, it's just one of those things, and I don't know.
You guys hearing this right now? So Spanky's gonna take your shit. Just kidding. Spanky's gonna remember your shit. Oh, my first car was that. This is this. Spanky's gonna be writing that shit down. Keep talking. What is your favorite color? You know what I mean?
We were together for, a decade, so it's like, these things.
Right,
and I'm sure, like you said, I probably know about my brothers and my mother and father too. It's just like, so again, it's like you got to make up weird shit like that to get away, stuff that's never been online that you can't find anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Corey
like
says
I said, when you're making private groups, like, again, come up with something weird like that.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to all the groups that locked me out and denied my requests. You were gonna get roasted.
Come up with questions like yellow buffalo.
I should have. Yeah, maybe we should have announced. God, we need to stop. We talked about it a little bit, but maybe we should have announced. Man, everyone went private. So, man, Spanky, you drive a minivan. Kaz is breaking balls on you, man.
I know, he always does. I have a Durango.
Yeah, Corey says half. You ain't lying. You ever watch? You watch Eddie Murphy Raw on Netflix, and that gets that wakes you up. I mean, that wakes you up on maintaining your affairs. No pun intended. Keeping your shit straight, being loyal to your significant other. Not being disloyal, being secretive, and all sorts of shit. Because once you get found, half, or somebody's favorite color, or your first car, like Spanky. Spanky just said. Spanky's talking about half and shit. Or no, Corey's talking about half. She's like right now providing tips and tricks to. I know. I mean, that's scary. That's like a cyber awareness class right there. Where's Tina at? Waiting for. Anyway, so. The last topic we're going to talk about tonight is something that's kind of a little serious, but not serious. But it is breakthrough, but not break. And let's have a discussion with Spanky while we're on break about this, because I thought it was pretty. And of course, I'll give you guys my own theory about this. I you guys don't know already, that that HIV status will no longer be automatically disqualify soldiers from deployment or retention. And so most HIV-positive soldiers, troops, will no longer face involuntary separation and will be barred from deploying as a result of their condition under an update to the Pentagon's policy on HIV. What's your take on that, Spanky? What's your feeling on that? Because it's still disqualifying condition for enlistment and commissioning for those not serving, meaning the HIV positive persons interested in joining the military cannot join the military. So these are the individuals that are already in.
Right. Okay. I think if you're already in and you happen to, acquire, get infected with HIV in this day and age, in the year of our Lord 2022, with the medicine and the treatments that they have for today. Well, first of all, if you get HIV, you have a lot of healthy years ahead of you, right? A lot. Like I said, with today's medical things.
Correct.
I can understand, like, let's go back to, like, surge in Iraq and, battlefield medical care and stuff, being non-deployable.
Right. Right.
I can understand, oh, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Again, there's a lot of jobs that need to be done, stateside that, HIV positive soldiers should, could do. All right. But, like I said, and today, like I said, we are in a peacetime army that I think it should be just a case-by-case basis. Is the soldier otherwise completely and totally healthy and can do everything that the Army wants them to do? Let them serve. That's fine. Do I think that we should allow HIV-positive soldiers to come in? Probably not, because, again, like, is the return on investment, that's what we're looking at. Like, we're going to spend all this money to train you in this set or whatever. We're still trying to, recruit career soldiers, not all not like 2, 4, or 6 years.
Right.
So yeah, probably not. But I do think, if, you wind up getting it, whether it's through sex, a tattoo, a blood transfusion, however you get it, then hey, let them stay in, until you get like sick from it and can't serve, then,
Well, I'll be honest with you, with the way medication is, and there's been studies that slowly, with the antivirals now, that I think HIV is no longer a death sentence. It's not. It's no longer something that, and I'll be honest with you, there's more of a stigma to it due to the fact that of what group that they're trying to place it on. Everybody can get it. Anybody can get it. As a matter of fact, if you look to your left and your right, there's probably some person that or somebody that you have been with that has probably taken some medication for whatever they're not telling you about, or they're not, that there's nothing. I mean, obviously, if it's something that I would hope that if something that could possibly hurt you, that they would be honest and upfront and tell you, hey, look, I'm taking meds for this, or blah, 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 blah. And that's between you and that. But I guarantee it, there's a lot of individuals right now that are currently serving that have taken medication for, that's a good question, Kaz. That is a really good question. What's the percentage disability rating for somebody getting HIV? Because you get a percentage rating for having COVID. We talked about that a few sergeants times back during the pandemic. That's a good point, Kaz. A real good point. But again, there's a lot of medications that individuals take out there that are deployed that have taken these medications while they're deployed, and it's not affected them for whatever. And they're STIs, and some of them are not STIs, or some of whatever. And they take their medication and they're good to go. You would never fucking know it unless they would openly, obviously, admit it to you. I'm only on the fence when it comes to. I mean, until we get something serious, I would like to have more study on it being cured, because there's cures out there. There's people talking about a cure. There's a woman who was cured of it, and there's no remission, and it's a remission or whatever, and there's no indication there's no count. They've been studying her, and she's cleared. She's healed. You know what I mean? She doesn't have it. Dude, right. That is what we've been waiting for. I mean, that's, and here's what pisses me off is that a lot of individuals would be like, oh, bullshit. That needs a freaking, no, bull, I'm not taking no. Because I'll be honest with you, and here's the working theory that I'm thinking, is that eventually there will probably be a vaccine to come out with it.
Oh, I agree. And I'm looking up the answer that causes question. That's what I'm looking up.
Right. I think that more than likely there will be a vaccine that comes out, which is what we've been trying to fight since the 80s, which I don't understand why individuals would not want to fight this disease that will obviously untreated progressively cure themselves of something that will turn into AIDS, which is really, if you don't know or whatever, just, and exactly that, Pip, freaking Magic Johnson, same thing, gone through all this freaking time and having non-indicative readings, I guess you would say, or tests. It's almost like someone trying to fight. And here's what pisses me off is that, of course, because the way our government handled the messaging for COVID, something like this is going to get fucked up. It's like we can't even do it. Fuck, man. We're fucked up as a football bat when it comes to that type of messaging. I want a cure of HIV. I want cancer to be cured. My thing is that there's going to be individuals out there that are going to test it and say that's bullshit or fight against it when it actually fucking works. I'm not talking about COVID. I'm not talking about HIV and cancers are my two. Those would be the ones that I would say. I think we need to kind of take this fucking seriously. You know what I mean? I think we really, if there's an opportunity to cure HIV, eradicate it, then I don't understand why anybody would want to fight against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have those freaking goatee having, ball cap wearing, Oakley wearing guys. That's bullshit. You gotta wear those. You gotta wear shit. We're not. It's bullshit. I mean, I hope everyone has to embrace the suck and get vaccinated with pneumatic guns, right? Everyone did get embrace the suck. Well, I did. Did you embrace the suck and get those freaking those air compressor freaking stuck to your arm on both sides? Those guns that shot that liquid in your shit. Didn't even inject it. Didn't even use the needle. Just went. It uses the high pressure spray into your arm.
Right. Oh, and I just did want to answer Cause's question. If you come into the service HIV free and you're ETSing with HIV, what percentage disability rating is that? It depends on how far the disease has progressed. Like if you have AIDS, HIV progresses into AIDS with recurrent infections, or with secondary disease affecting multiple body systems, or HIV-related illnesses with progressive weight loss, that's 100%. So it just depends on how far the disease has progressed. Like, it goes from 0 to 100%.
Right.
Like, you will be rated at least 0. Like, 0% is still a rating. It just depends on how, let's say you get HIV and you're just absolutely fine. You have no symptoms, nothing. You'll still have a rating, and it just will probably be 0 or 10%. It just depends on what your symptoms of, how sick you are with HIV.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So I did just look that up real quick. But yes, there is a rating for it, and it just depends on how sick you are with it.
Doc Dredd's got a good question. Doc Dredd is one of my go-tos when it comes to TCCC, and he was also the NCYC and one of the creators of the Best Medic competition. And I kind of agree with him too. Is like how do we do walking blood bank in the field? How do we do that? I mean, how do we know? How do we test? How do we, it goes into a question too, or dealing with casualties.
Right, and that, I believe, is the complete reason why they were, anybody that was HIV positive was completely non-deployable and, would be reassigned to, garrison units and everything else. Again, could be completely healthy.
Right.
But I don't think, and I think that's, what they're changing to, it's just going to be a case-by-case basis.
Right. No, I hear you. I mean, because they did say that you can't come in. They did say that you can't get commissioned.
You're not allowed to come in the Army with it. Fine.
So how do we? So then, how do we? Since that's been kind of lifted and it's being allowed, then you put them shits on a slide. you got or a commander's, is that like a USR thing? I mean, because some organizations are going to have to identify them. They're going to have to.
Well, there's already a code that goes in EDAS.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's
True.
already you're
No,
already
right.
identified.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So when it comes to assignments and this or whatever, it's just that it's been on a need to know basis, and only the commanders in the unit know.
Right.
So
it's again. I want to see a cure to AIDS. I want to see a cure to freaking cancer, and we need to stop with this fucking it's not gonna work bullshit, because you could be male, female, and you may get it, you may not know it. It could be lying in wait, and the next thing you know, bam, you got it.
It should be. Yeah, but I do think that the policy, should be changed. That it should not be like we automatically kick them out.
No, you're right. I mean, obviously, that's what I'm saying is that they get in and they retain. But I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to be delicate. I'm trying to be delicate here. What I'm about ready to say is that there are some cases of soldiers that are able to serve out their time to 20 in non-deployable positions with HIV because of antivirals and you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, there's soldiers that are completely and totally healthy that have served their time up to 20 with with being in non-deployable units because they were homesteading.
So, we're gonna go back to that homesteading thing again. You're like still home that homesteading thing. Holy shit! But Doc Dredd's right. Doc Dredd's got a good point.
Doc Dredd, I wouldn't say it's only the commanders know. It's only those that need to know. So not everybody in the fucking. It's not like someone that's HIV positive comes to the unit and everybody and their fucking mother knows. All right, so like only the commanders know it first, and it's like a need to know basis.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying this because I have had HIV positive soldiers before.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, even the policy says, this is from military.com, by the way. It stipulates. I mean, this is going to get posted later on. Is that this policy stipulates that service members who are asymptomatic and have an undetectable viral load as confirmed by a physician and will have no restrictions applied to their deployability or ability to commission. The ones that are in. Now I'm talking about the ones that are in. Yeah. And so, again, it even says specifically that there will be a working group to discuss and develop standards conducting the case-by-case determination. So it's not going to be blanket where you're affected with HIV and then it's automatic out. But Doc Dredd has got a point, is that how can commanders know, and then it's going to make another good point too, is that it's just going to make care downrange harder, because we've all know about Infinity War. Now the battlefield is not as linear as we think it is. It's pretty encompassing, and it's going to take one hit, and Doc Dredd's going to run up to somebody with a leg blown off. And he's not going to give two. I mean, I know him as a medic. He's going to get in the work, and he's not going to have time to freaking sit there and ask this person's MedPro status.
No, I completely understand.
You know what I mean? And he's going to want to work that. He's going to want to work that TQ and get the casualty stabilized. And the last thing he fucking needs to be worried about is who is clean become affected too. See, that's the whole. That's the whole thing, you know what I mean?
No, and I understand that, and I think that that's why, like, when we were an army that was completely at war, with Infinity War and everything, that why it was just easier to have, if you were HIV positive, you were non-deployable.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Because we were at war, right? So now I can see that now that we're not, right, like, it's just certain units going over here, like, to Syria or to Africa, or, like, it's just, small amount, a small number of soldiers. We're not sending divisions at a time anymore, right?
I hear you, but this also changes the game to now future conflicts. You know what I mean? It's going to be like to me again. As a matter of fact, I have a feeling that we'll more likely have an HIV vaccine come out, and I know I will probably pretty high percentage that the military is going to be the first one to use it to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think. Okay. Well, before we get to the vaccine part, again, like right now, I can see where it's a case by case basis. So where Doc Dredd's coming in, like I said, if it's that small unit, and then then that's where that whole this soldier's completely healthy, except for they now have like undetectable levels, but they are HIV positive.
Right.
So yes, Doc Dredd and those medics would know.
Yeah.
All right. So they would know this already.
Right.
because they have a need to know, because now they're going on a plane to Syria or wherever the fuck it is that they would go. Right? But they didn't need to know that shit, like, if they were, back at Bragg. They would just be like,
why you go back at Bragg? Why you go back at Bragg?
I had to say. All right, so, but they didn't need to know it then, but they would need to know it.
No, I understand.
It just depends. Again, I can see where they could fix all that. Again, if it comes to, if there is ever develop a vaccine or this or whatever, I'm pretty sure that anybody, I know if it was me, and all right, is this going to save my life? And I got Magic Johnson money, or I'm in the Army, and you're going to give it to me. Hey, shoot me up.
Right. No, I mean, the Army's gonna. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and that's another thing too, is that our system has to be ready for this.
Right.
Because I know some training. You have CLS training, TCCC training,
right.
And you also
and
have.
When it comes to that,
and you saw.
like even the soldiers before that, like even if they can't even go get a tattoo without telling the tattoo artist. They have already been like.
My shirt says,
ordered,
Dr. Ed wants me to model. My shirt says, "Become ungovernable" with zip-zap ghosts over a submachine gun from Stocking Mill Coffee. That's my alternative coffee Bustelo and Stocking Mill Coffee. Great blends. So become ungovernable, zip-zap. And of course, the little psyop thing there they did commemoratively for old yours truly. And of course, everyone likes the ghosts. Who doesn't like ghosts? But he's got a good point. He's talking about CLS training. He's talking about TCCC training, and he's talking about SOCM training, and he's talking about medic training, 68 whiskey training down in San Antonio. The medics themselves, while they're working on, while they're doing their training, you know what I mean? Show me your boobs. God, man, Mike, not here. Come on, bro. This ain't Fallujah.
Yeah,
this ain't Iraq. Sorry.
It would go back to this case-by-case basis.
Right, exactly.
If this soldier is HIV positive, are you going to send him to, CLS training? And hell, do they even do that anymore where you're, like, sticking people with needles?
Well, so I'm saying, there's other training that we have in the Army, like TCCC training, and then when we have, special operations medic course, there is more involved, you know what I mean? And you're a little more, there is going to be some training when you're doing your culmination exercises where you have to stick people.
I know. Yeah, but that's just it. You're acting like everybody in the Army has to do this. They don't. It's like that's
Spanky, everybody in the Army didn't think they needed to freaking do convoy ambush training until fucking OIF. You know what I mean?
Okay. Again, we're going back to this case-by-case basis. You're acting like not everybody does this.
No, everybody needs to do it.
There are plenty of people
As a matter of fact,
that need to fix your pay.
Everybody needs to do it. It behooves. It behooves. Did you just say behooves?
Absolutely did not.
Okay, it sounded like you said behoove on me. I'm like, whoa.
I didn't go to fucking airborne training. Like, all this shit he's talking about. I did do CLS training and get needles stuck in me and stuff.
Everybody needs to do it, just like airborne school.
Like I said, everything that he's talking about.
Bunch of damn legs.
Like, never once, except for when I did CLS training as a private, has my blood been anywhere that is not, it's just like all of these like what ifs. Like, no, I'm not going for all these what ifs.
No, I know. I'm just but Doctor has got a good point because he's been in that field for so long. Correction. He wanted me.
Everyone has to do TCCC, but not.
He corrected me, by the way. He was the one of the guys who did the. No, he'll always be the best medic to me, Doc. Always be my best medic. Always, no matter what.
Yeah. No, but but where are you swapping bodily fluids in TCCC training?
Whoa, hang on, man. Whoa, easy now. We weren't talking about staying. Well, he was just asking. He was just asking about my shirt.
No, he wrote in the comments. Everyone has to do TCCC training. And I'm just wondering where bodily fluids are, exchanged in that. When I did Combat Lifesaver as a private, yes, there was blood fucking everywhere because I stuck a needle in somebody and blood went shoo, shoo, shoo.
I did that. I was like, did you freak out when that's... Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You didn't freak out when you saw the blood go skeet, skeet?
No, I really didn't.
Okay.
I was like, ooh, that's a mess. Do I got to clean that up? Yeah, no. Anyway, but again, I think going to, instead of making this blanket policy, I think going to case-by-case basis is, I don't know, the smart ways.
No, you're right. No, that's good. That's I I hear you. We got to close it up. We got to break out the lemon pledge. We got going on. Freaking CQ's been goofing off. You see CQ and Radar going out to go see movies and shit?
Yes.
So what you got going on, Spankster? You got
All right. So yes, this is my last night for the next couple months. Actually, I'll probably be back at the end of the summer.
You said it last time, but you came back early. But okay.
I know. All right. So yes, I'll be back at the end of the summer. I have a brand new high school graduate. We are doing some college visits and a little bit of road tripping, and then moving her to a college. So I'm going to be pretty busy this summer, doing some momming and moving my child out the house.
Yeah, she's got college. Teacher exactly that, Dr. Ed. She's got like teacher hours. She's really flexing that teacher shit. I mean, she's really. I'm just kidding. No, she does this all the time every summer, anyways. But no, congratulations to the little one graduating the schools.
Yes,
and going to other schools to do other schools of excellence. Is she going to go to jump school too? Is she going?
Oh, absolutely not.
She's not going to join the army.
No, so the military is not completely off, but she will graduate college first.
Good, exactly. Make sure she does some sort of officer commissioning program or something like that. Maybe it doesn't have to be in the army either. It could be Space Force. I'm saying Space Force. Just saying, Space Force. I'm not saying that if I would do it all over again, I'd be in the Space Force, but man, I would nerd the hell out in the Space Force. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. We didn't have a show yesterday. Not yesterday, but Tuesday. No, yesterday was Wednesday. We don't have a show anyways, because Radar and CQ are out doing movie watching, and so now he won't shut up about all the movies he's seen. Yeah, and he's now talking about other movies. I'm gonna say right now, have you been watching that Obi-Wan stuff? I know you're not a big Star Wars fan, but have you been?
No, I didn't.
All right, so Obi-Wan. He's gonna talk about Obi-Wan. There's a new Predator movie that's coming out on August 5th. Premiering on Disney Plus, called Prey, and it's the first. This is like taking the Predator franchise, and everyone's pretty hyped about it because it's the Predator engaging Native Americans, or being involved in a conflict between Native Americans and another group. If you've seen the trailer, it's pretty wicked. Of course, he's going to probably talk about Obi-Wan and all the goings on and all that. And then I think we were waiting for a couple days to spoil that thing. I was going to spoil that. If you guys already know, Darth Vader's in it, and he's already, being prominent and acting like a badass. I'm a big Vader fan. Everybody knows that. But Obi-Wan's pretty cool. I mean, I can't wait for it. But anyways, he's going to come back and talk about all the stuff that he saw. He went to go see he went to go see Jurassic World.
Yes.
And the Minions,
the girl was
or
saying
Dominions.
That she wants to go see that.
Yeah.
We went. Oh, sorry, real quick. We did go finally see Maverick the other night.
Yes.
Because, I needed to let the crowds die down a little because, I haven't been to the movie theater in years.
Right.
I had to go see that on the big screen. So.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at the Navy about that, but that's just me.
That's okay. But let me just say real quick. The girl has not seen the original Top Gun.
What?
She has not. I was going to make her watch before we went, but I literally woke up from a nap and looked at the app. I'm like, oh my God. There's 2 seats right where I like to sit in the movie theater. I'm like, we're going right now, Scarlett. Let's go. She's like,
I'm calling CPS. I'm calling CPS. If you've not let her see the original Top Gun, that's messed up.
No, and that I think made it even better. On the way there, I just gave her a quick synopsis of what happened in the beginning, or what happened in the first one, and she absolutely loved it anyway.
Good. Did you like it? Did you think? Was it
I
good?
loved it. I really did.
Was it? I heard it was a little tad of nostalgia and a little update. I'm
not gonna lie, the opening credits, I busted into tears. Aww. It was so. I felt like I was a 12-year-old girl again.
Oh, stop! Talk so much yourselves.
Yes, stop. A little verklempt.
I'm gonna get a little nostalgic when I'm gonna see it. But there was supposed to be a big thing with WTF Nation Radio and US Army WTF Moments in the Navy and Maverick, but it didn't pan out as it happened, right? So I'm just gonna kind of whatever. I was pissed off.
It was really good. It was I was on my edge of the seat or in tears the whole movie.
Oh, Doc Dredd said it was better than the original. That's what I'm talking about. I heard there was more combat involved, more combat, more America. And
I'll give you one thing because I know everybody's seen the shirtless football scene from the new one. Yes. The shirtless volleyball scene from the original was 100 times better than the new football scene.
Well, glad to know, but it's also mixed too. So there's also women in there too. So in that football
that is
scene.
true. There is.
So yeah. So everyone's like, oh, football scene. There's also women in that scene as well.
But nobody can hold a candle to Val Kilmer in his heyday in that volleyball scene. I'm sorry.
With the 4-foot flat top. Now I heard it was pretty good. I heard it was more. I heard there was more combat involved. There was more, more flying. I heard that the cinematic, some of the sneak trailers that we got from them was pretty legit. Like all the combat aerial footage and stuff like that was like legit. They said that the majority of that movie was shot legit, hardly any CGI, and so yeah, exactly. CQ's getting mad 'cause I'm like talking about this stuff.
There was absolutely danger zone in the beginning of this movie.
Would you wait? I'm
sorry, I was reading the comment.
Oh, okay.
He said they was mad that there was no Kenny Loggins danger zone in this one.
There was. I heard. Yeah, that's one thing I did hear. That there was danger zone, but we can't say when. Come on, man. You trying to spoil it?
Sorry, I'm not giving spoilers. I'm not doing spoilers.
Okay, fine. Since you spoiled that, I want to say that Obi-Wan has a brother. There you go. How about that? I just spoiled Obi-Wan.
I don't know what the hell that means, but whatever. I'm just saying that yes, there is that is part of the soundtrack. There's some danger zone.
Oh man! All right. Well, so more likely CQ's going to talk about that. We got Friday Night Freedom, and then also pretty soon we're going to have the Sports Bar, WTF Nation Sports Bar, all sports. So remember how we used to have Monday Sports Page thing that was nothing but sports and a bunch of sports, and it was just like sports, and I would just sit there and just if I had been in camera that time when Flash was always talking about sports.
You'd have just seen him just like.
Yeah, I'd have been like, twiddling my thumb.
Yeah, brush on his phone.
Yeah, exactly. I was texting and shit like that. But
like I do when I am on the Monday edition sometimes. I don't fucking know what the hell's going on here.
Well, the same thing. Same as the Sports Bar is going to be a Sunday show, and it's going to be nothing but sportsing. It's like legit. I mean, the host we're going to get is all up into that. The guy can freaking. Stats of whoever played and whatever team and whatever stick they used, or all the way to the ball they like to throw at basketball, baseball, football, golf, yeah, whatever. Doc Dredd, do you sports? Of course I know sports. So,
he slaps poles.
Slap the soldier, pull the soldier around the corner. I did the wall-to-wall counseling one. It was the slap the soldier, pull the soldier around the corner, observe for witnesses, run like hell, and tell no one and seek legal advice. That's my sports. That's what I grew up. Me and Doc Dredd grew up with that type of sports. So yeah, the 100th episode on Tuesday is going to be CQ, and then of course the Monday edition with myself and Shipwreck. So we're going to talk about some other stuff. I got to do some research because right now, as we're broadcasting, right now they have the January 6th thingy going in, and everyone's like already dropping memes and comments about it. So. I'm going to check it out and look at it and provide my own commentary, which will probably be very minimal because, become ungovernable type shit, Took our guns and all this other shit. No one's talking about what they're going to...
He will talk about that on Monday because I won't let him do it on Thursday.
Exactly. You won't let me do it on Thursday, so I'm holding it back. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in. And, of course, you can share, like, and follow. We're on 2 Facebook pages, WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments. And then we're on the Twitters. We're on YouTube and on Twitch. And if you go to WTFNationRadio.com, you can see all the little stuff on there, all the little modules, and you'll see also that we have a Discord, so you can log into Discord and go in there and jump. We're trying to get the Discord a little bit more active, so that way people can go in there and shoot the shit and go a little bit more chats. Now, of course, I want to test the boundaries here of the Discord chats because I know the old chats that we used to have were kind of open and just holy shit, just like people were getting tore out of frame doing some shit in there. And so, which one are you watching? You're the one. You're watching the one on U.S. Army WTF Moments, Doc. That's the one on the main page.
Someone get Doc some whiskey.
I think Doc needs an indoctrination of no pun intended of all our platforms. And then of course we're on Twitch. So all the gamers on there that are on there, we're with other streamers. Except instead of you guys watching me play video games or watching cosplay video games and talking about his stuff or CQ, you're actually, you can actually just watch and just watch. So we're trying to expand that market too. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. And Spank, you got anything, or are you good to go? Or?
No, y'all have a great summer. I might pop in with some pictures on our page and stuff from shit that I have going on this summer.
Hell yeah!
But
did you say you might swing a visit to? You might visit to some of the other facilities we have.
I might go up through some Colorado times. You never know. Maybe go up through some mountain areas, some beach areas.
Yeah.
I might get gored by a bison. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana. You're going to walk all that shit.
I need to get out of this. It's too hot for titties. I got to get out of here for a bit.
Too hot for titties. It's time to let them flap out. Calm your tits. It's time to go. That's gonna be my voice now from here on out. Ever since we made fun of the SFAP.
Yes, I gotta get out this weather for a minute.
It's too hot. You don't know what boob sweat's like. Anyways, thank you all for joining and hanging out. And of course, yeah, Spanky, I know you're gonna pop in once in a while. You usually do, anyways. And then enjoy your time and hang out. I might grab somebody from active duty, and say, hey, you want to guest host with me and just like hang out and shoot the shit. You know what I mean?
Just make sure they know it's a guest slot.
Yeah, you
I
would
get
be
a little stabby if they.
Yeah, exactly. You are. Yeah, this will be a straight like you're active duty hanging out with me, shooting the shit, and then I might rotate another guest out because I don't want that person to get stabby either. They can just grow some roots on that ass and hang out. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's time to get out. You're not the permanent host. You're just a guest. But anyways, thanks for hanging out. And of course, this is Sergeant's Time. U.S. Army WTF, almost WTF Nation Radio on 6-9. I just wanted to say that again. Nice. 6-9. 2022 broadcasted live from the Flexion Veteran Center of Excellence. Get him in trouble like you did me. Whoa, Doc. We didn't get you in trouble. We might have talked some shit might have gotten you a little flack, but we didn't get you in trouble, brother. You know we love you. All right. Y'all have a good night and shots. See ya.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, with the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, and my eyes were staring by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs and voices never shared, and no one dared to spend the song of silence.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Сьогодні ти знову написала, що тобі страшно. І я знову попрошу. Ні, сьогодні я накажу відставити боятись. Погладь за мене Бармалея і спокійно лягай спати. До речі, як там Урусі в школі? Скажи тату берегти серце і обійняти маму. І взагалі, давайте усміхатися. Вашій силі краса. Допомагайте один одному і виручайте. Цілуйте любимих. Святкуйте свою свободу. Ви за нашими спинами. Ось такі теж надійні, не ховаєтеся, прикриваєте нас із тилу. Зробіть так, щоб ми пишалися вами. І ми повернемось. Повернемось і будемо жити.